What's up, my people? Us as men, we gotta stop crashing out every time a woman in our life go get us to solve their problems. It was two brothers that was called by their sister to go help in the domestic dispute, and now they lost their life because they crashed out. She knew that that guy she was dealing with was dangerous, but she didn't care. She wanted to be big and bad. She probably got in his face, and now her brothers lost their lives, all because she couldn't de-escalate the situation on her own. Now, what would have been better is for her to try to escape. I understand with domestic violence situations that sometimes the women cannot escape. But she could have went to the store, then went to her brother's house and just stayed there. She could have called the police. It's multiple things she could have done to avoid her brothers losing their life. Now she gotta live with the fact that they gone. They gone. They never coming back. All because she called them to go handle her business. Now, that's why I always think like this most likely wasn't the first time that he put his hands on her, that they've been in a domestic dispute. This is just the first time that it ended in something deadly. When they didn't even have to go that route. That's why I say sometimes it's best if a woman in your life tell you, hey, I need you to go do such and such. Sometimes it's best to just say, you know what? I can't do it because you chose to be with that guy. Until you really ready to give up on him, don't call me. You gonna call me to go over there and handle some business and now I lose my life? That's why you can't really jump into domestic violence situations, because 9 out of 10 times they end up back with that guy. If he didn't kill her brothers, she would have been right back over there with that guy. That's just how women in domestic abuse situations is wired. They don't love themselves enough. So they always end right back with the guy that they shouldn't be with. Now, she could have been with a good guy, but she wanted to be with this guy. So now her brother's gone. They not getting their life back. And now she gotta live with that fact. Now she gotta tell their mother, like, hey, I'm the reason my brothers is gone. Because I wanted to date this guy that wasn't treating me right. Because how many black eyes he gave her before she decided, you know what? Let me call my brothers to go handle this. When you could have just left. She had free will to leave at any time. She couldn't have been that scared of him if she calling her brothers to go beat him up. If she was that scared, she would have thought like, damn, maybe I shouldn't call my brothers. You know, maybe it's gonna end bad. But that wasn't a thought in her mind. So now they gone. She gotta sit at the funeral, knowing that it's her fault. She gotta look her mother in her eyes, her father in the eyes, and say, I'm the reason that your sons are gone. My brothers are gone. And it's just a shame. That's why, you know, I understand as men we want to defend the women in our life, but it's a better option. You know, there's so many things you could do. You could call the police. You could try to get help in any type of way. You know, I'd rather go over there while he gone and help you pack up than go over there and try to fight this guy. And now he go get a gun. Now I'm shot. And now I'm gone. And you can't tell me she didn't know he had a weapon. She didn't give him no type of warning. Like, hey, come over here a little bit more prepared, because he got a weapon over here. Like, it could possibly turn into a life-threatening situation. None of that ever crossed this woman's mind. So it's like, what do you do in that situation? It's like, that's your sister. You love her. You want to go over there and fight for her. Like, you want to help. Obviously, that's your sister. That's your family. But in situations like that, sometimes it might be better to call the authorities. I know everybody's so concerned about being a snitch, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. It ain't worth your life. It ain't worth crashing out. And then it's like, did she antagonize this guy and then call her brothers? Because women will do that too. It ain't always on the man. We don't really fully know the situation to sit there and say that she wasn't sitting up there antagonizing the guy, and then she told him, like, hey, I'm gonna call my brothers over here to beat the shit out you. It's possible that he was a nice, it's possible, for all I know, this guy could have been a nice guy. And she just wanted to call her brothers because she was talking back to him. You know? So now, she gotta live with the fact that they gone. And I know that probably got her hurt because she like, damn, if only I never called them over here, they'd still be here. And it's just crazy how one decision could really take away somebody's life. That's why we gotta be vigilant in anything we do. Anything you do, you gotta be vigilant. You can't just be out here trying to save everybody. Sometimes you gotta let people save themselves. You know? So, I mean, it's a very unfortunate situation. My condolences to the family, to the sister, because I know at the end of the day, those was her brothers. She loved them, and now she gotta live with that for the rest of her life. And I know that gotta be hard to sit there and live with that for forever. Like, damn, I really just cost my brothers their life because I wanted to be with some type of thug, you know? But as men, we gotta be emotionally mature. We can't just be crashing out just because somebody telling us one half of the story. You could have went over there on some being peaceful, like, hey, tell me what's going on with you and my sister. She telling me this happened. Get his side of the story. I'm like, you know what? Obviously, it ain't working out between the two of y'all. Let me separate y'all. Let me go get her, take her to our mama house or to our house or wherever you need to do, and just de-escalate the situation. But I guarantee you, they went over there rowdy, ready to fight, ready to do whatever, and then the guy just had to defend himself. It was probably one of those situations because the sister told them some information, so they was already amped up. You know? So, like I said, it's very, very unfortunate that 2 men lost their lives. But I don't really know what to say about that, you know? I mean, hopefully, you know, next time, if you ever find yourself in these situations, sometimes just walk away. Just walk away. You can't defend everybody. Because you, like I said, you really don't know what was going on in that house because they wasn't in that house. She could have, you know, she could have told them half a story. Women tend to do that. They tend to tell you half truths. If a woman tell you something, know it's half true. Nothing they say is going to be true 100% of the time. Because women are not logical thinkers. So, that's what I got to say about that. So, until next time, y'all, peace out.